I'm going to do a brief lesson on how you use GeoGebra to explore a linear programming problem. The problem in particular is from Foster's Algebra and Trig, page 164, chapter 4, problem 5. It is a company that produces aircraft, and it produces two models, the Sopwith Camel and the larger Sopwith Hippopotamus. There are a certain number of restrictions which we're going to express with, at least to start, equations, and then we're going to show how you can then show the region, the feasible region, using GeoGebra. So the first says that you must produce no more than 11 hippopotami and no more than 7 hippopotami and no more than 11 camels each day. We'll call x hippopotami and y camels, so our equations will be x is equal to 7, y is equal to 11. They then tell us that no more than 12 planes total can be manufactured per day, so x plus y has to equal 12. And they also tell us that the number of hippopotami manufactured per day must be more than twice the number of camels, which we can express with y is equal to x over 2. And then finally, there's a labor constraint. You must use more than 1,000 man-hours of labor per day, and it takes 100 man-hours to manufacture each camel and 200 man-hours to manufacture each hippo. So we'll express that with 100y plus 200x is equal to 1,000, and that gives us our final constraint. We'll now locate all the vertices, and we will put points at each vertex of the feasible region, and we'll do that by selecting the intersect two objects, and we'll click here and here to put a point right there. We will click here and on the axis to put a point there, here and on the axis to put a point at that vertex, here and here for that, here and here to find the intersection of these two, and finally these two. And now we have the feasible region with all the vertices marked as points. We'll now create a polygon that will have these points as its vertices, and that will give us a shaded region that represents the feasible region. Next thing we have is the cost equation, and what we're going to do now is we're going to create a slider that will allow us to change the cost. And what they're telling us is that the profit is $300 per camel, $200 per hippo, and we want daily profits to be at least $3,000, at least to start. So what we'll do is we'll create a slider, and we'll call it cost, or rather profit, and we'll say we want to go from 0 up to maybe, let's say, $5,000, and we'll go up in increments, let's say, of $100. So now, and once we can move this around, so let's say we'll start initially at $3,000, and we'll create yet another equation, which will be 300 times the number of camels, which is y, plus 200 times the number of hippos, which is x, is equal to the profit. So we'll use the same variable name we use for the slider, and so now when we change the slider, we'll also be changing the cost line. Just to distinguish the cost line, we'll double click on it, we'll go to Object Properties, we'll change its color to red so it stands out, we'll change its style so it's a little thicker, and now it'll be easier to see.